死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望のノイだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなにガチンが多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君、まだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ、万歳。ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランド、トライドまで。
出ろ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてるね。この世界、季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだった。大きにまたグレートになるかな。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコを掴んでいいさ。そう。言い話せるで。
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Wednesday. It's going to be a fun day. President Trump is currently in China right now. Oh my goodness. The visuals are pretty cool of Trump being in China, along with Elon Musk and others. We have Thomas Massie news. That news is starting to pop off big time right now. More Odyssey news disaster. Even the mainstream media is covering it. Yikes. And we may get time to react to Shoe on Head destroying Hasan Piker. And oh my goodness, it's a destruction indeed. First of all, hello to the chat. Hope you're all doing well. Good to see all of you here. Let's see what he got caught being fake. Well, there's a lot to it. But yeah, the response from Shoe on Head was pretty brutal. And I haven't even really seen it. I saw a couple of clips, but I've heard people saying like how she just absolutely destroyed him. We are live on Rumble. We're live on Kick. And of course, we're live on YouTube as always. So good to get this party started. Let's see. It's not just Shoe on Head. It's also Smugalana. Is that it? Is that like a VTuber or something like that? I saw a VTuber on with her, but I wasn't sure. At this point, Shoe on Head could probably beat him IRL. Yeah. Listen, Hasan is the worst. All right. The absolute worst. So seeing him getting exposed is music to my ears. Okay. Music to my ears. Hasan is a scumbag. Listen, we already have a known scumbag. Okay. And that would be Beardo, who apparently you guys were happy with Geeks and Gamers Daily today because Beardo wasn't there. Don't tell him, though. Vance going live any minute now? Really? Wasn't even aware of that. Hang on. Let's see here. JD Vance. Is he going live? Oh, the anti-fraud initiative. Okay. I don't know if we're going to see Trump live or not from China. That's going to be interesting to see if we get anything. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. I see Keenan is in the house. Says he doesn't mind Beardo. Well, that's nice. Andy says, I sent you a DM, Jeremy. Noted. I will get that. Make Beardo an off-camera producer. Wow. That's pretty savage. And I absolutely respect that. No, but it's going to be fun. We're going to have a fun, weekend. Not looking forward to flying. But, statistically speaking, according to Superman, it's the safest way to fly. Daniel says, replacing the legs on the cuck chair tax for 2. Thank you. Vice the Blue Rogue says, have you seen the Cali mayor that was a Chinese spy? I'm not surprised if most of them are. Our governor meets with the Chinese president. California is just such a lost cause, man. It really is. Not all Dems, but it's always Dems. JE199 says that is exactly it. That is 100% it. And someone sneak Jeremy a drink before flying. No, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm just going to have to deal with it. So Vault 95 survivor on Rumble says a year and a half ago, Trump was working at McDonald's. Now he is ending multiple wars and reorganizing the whole liberal international order. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Is it Cityware? Says, I know you like Oppenheimer, but I didn't rate it as watch the 1980 Oppenheimer TV series with Sam Waterston. Much better at 7 hours total runtime. Yeah, getting a longer runtime is definitely something that you could get more of for sure. But I think 3 hours for a major, movie release in theaters is about as far as you can get it. Maybe 3.5 if you wanted to push it, but that is reaching just a bit. But let's just go ahead and talk about that really quick, because it's becoming a bigger story than even I thought it would be. And that would be the casting for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Now, I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. He's my favorite director. And I was very much looking forward to The Odyssey, and I still am from a certain perspective. But I have to say that my enthusiasm for this movie has been severely affected by the confirmations of the casting decisions that we already knew were going to happen. And just his Time magazine interview was a disaster. And now Asmongold has responded. Not only Asmongold, but also mainstream media is picking up on it as well. So it's looking pretty bad for The Odyssey right now.
You see, casting for The Odyssey is pretty much confirmed. As I said, if they cast Elliot Page as Achilles, I don't really know what else to say other than it's going to be a really bad call. I'll tell you that. Christopher Nolan explains why he cast Travis Scott in The Odyssey. I cast him because I wanted to nod towards the idea that this story has been handed down as oral poetry, which is analogous as rap. Okay, that's kind of stupid. Maybe he should have cast Travis Scott as Hades. That way he could send people to the underworld like he did with Astroworld.
8 people in the crowd.
Oh, no. Casting Travis Scott? Like, what are we doing, Nolan? What are we doing?
Died that night.
Travis is clearly looking at the little ambulance servicing the crowd right in front of him, but then doesn't do anything about it and immediately follows up with a middle finger to the sky and I want to make the crowd shake.
I want to make this motherfucking crowd shake.
I could just never imagine the severity of the situation.
Christopher Nolan instructed Ludwig to not use an orchestra for the score. It's not like an orchestra existed back then. Lupita Nyong'o will play both Helen of Troy and her sister. Wait, what? What is the most beautiful woman in the world? So he did confirm it. Okay, there it is. Christopher Nolan on defending historical accuracy of the armor. I mean, yeah, I think that a giant race of, like literal giants in full armor looks stupid. Elliot Page as Achilles. I think this is such a huge mistake for him to do that.
This right here is just, it's beyond too far. I mean, Helen of Troy being Lupita Nyong'o was already too far. Travis Scott in the movie was already too far. Elliot Page as Achilles is probably the single worst casting decision in the history of movies. Now, to be clear, it has not been confirmed. This is very much heavy speculation, so we don't know if this is confirmed or not. But based on all of the other rumors surrounding this movie, I mean, what are you supposed to say? Of course, this is probably what's going on. It's probably going to happen.
Might say casting a 5'1", 105-pound girl pretending to be a boy as one of the mightiest warriors in Greek lore is going to be this film's Achilles heel. Wait. Achilles is 5'1"? Dude, this has to stop. This has to stop. Like, this is crazy. 5'1"?
So excited to be thought of for it and to be asked to come back to work with him. I loved working with him on Inception.
We all died from COVID and we are in hell. I remember watching this.
One of the greatest fight scenes in movie history right there. Hector versus Achilles. One of the greatest fight scenes ever. And that is not up for debate. That is a fact right there.
It's going to be so brave to see that scene remade with Ellen Page. Yeah, for sure, guys. Nobody is asking for this. Nobody wants this. Henry Cavill suits up as Connor McLeod. Oh my God. They're remaking Highlander. Fucking finally. Henry Cavill in the set of Highlander in Scotland. Okay. All right. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. Good. Yep. All right. Great. Thank fucking God. Okay, guys. There's a chance that this movie could actually be good and directed by literally a Chad. I hope it's good, man.
Yeah. So, but it only gets worse for the Odyssey because Elon Musk has called out Christopher Nolan. Elon Musk attacks the Odyssey again and claims Christopher Nolan cast Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy because he wants awards. Well, he's not wrong, but I also believe that there's more to this than just awards because Christopher Nolan already has awards. He won all the awards last year at the Oscars. He won all of them. So there's got to be more to it. I think Gary has a good theory right here. Christopher Nolan, what the fuck are you doing? This isn't for awards. He has them already. It's about the top dog, being the top dog of a dying industry, reinforcing their bad ideas. Yep. But I also have a little more information, ladies and gentlemen. I have a little bit more information. Yeah. Because I knew about this already. But there was no need to call this out. But unfortunately, now there is a need to call this out. I've known about this for years. And now that we are seeing Christopher Nolan go down this path, much like most things in life, what is the source of most problems in a man's life? What is the source of most problems in a man's life? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is an old picture of Christopher Nolan with his wife, who's also a producer on all of his films, Emma Thomas. This is Christopher Nolan with his wife at a woman's march in Los Angeles, and she's wearing a pink pussy hat. Done. And there you have it right there. That's her next to Chris. Pink pussy hat. Yep. It's over. And there you have it. Build a wall around Trump sign back there. Yep. Now, on top of that, we have the mainstream covering it now. Newsmax is covering this disaster.
Hollywood director Christopher Nolan, this guy right here, is making a movie based on the book, the poem, The Odyssey. And I'm not kidding when I say any of this. But the role of Achilles will reportedly be played by Elliot Page. Looks like a guy, formerly Ellen Page, meaning the most famous warrior in history, not just Greek history, all of history, Achilles, is about to be played by a transgender woman in a brand new movie. You might remember Ellen Page from the hit movie Juno 20 years ago, where she was definitely a woman.
Are you honestly and truly going to prom?
I'm gonna skip past this. I don't want to get hit for copyright.
Before she became Elliot. Yeah, so that is Ellen before she became Elliot. And Elliot will now be playing the role of Achilles in this new movie. Achilles, who is described throughout history as being a superhuman warrior, deadly on the battlefield. He even defeated Hector of Troy. You might even remember Brad Pitt played Achilles in a movie 20 years ago, meaning we've gone from Brad Pitt to a girl who dresses as a guy who's 5'1", 118 pounds. That's the person that's going to be playing the greatest warrior in history, because to the left, that is normal. That's okay. And to top it all off, playing Helen of Troy, the woman who started the Trojan War. The likeness on the right, probably not great. She was beautiful. The woman whose face launched 1,000 ships, whose beauty was unparalleled, a woman who was definitely white, is going to be played by Lupita Nyong'o. You might be looking at this photograph saying, I think Lupita Nyong'o is black, and you're correct. We haven't adjusted anything. And I've got nothing against Lupita, but I do have a problem with the complete rewriting of history. Helen of Troy was not black. That's not me being mean. That's me telling the truth. The real, actual truth, which we tend to do a lot of here. And Achilles was not a 5'1" woman. But to the left, this is all normal. But don't you dare cast Brad Pitt as Martin Luther King Jr. in a movie. That would never happen, because Martin Luther King Jr. was definitely black, and Brad Pitt, I think, is white. And I don't think Christopher Nolan is going to cast Big Elliot Page, the transgender man, to play the role of George Floyd when they come out with that movie, and they will.
I talked about this last night on Tuesday Night's Main Event, but this is essentially how I make videos, Ryan, Gary, all of that. You've got mainstream outlets now making videos like a YouTuber would. There you have it.
Well, I don't think they'll do that. Again, we say all of this because no one else will, but the left in this country are in trouble politically and everywhere else because none of that is normal, even though they claim it is not.
So there you have it right there. So it's not looking good right now. It's not looking good at all. With that said, context and wider perspective is important, okay? And I always like to bring these things up just so we can have the full perspective. Now, with all of this negativity surrounding Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, you would think, oh my gosh, this is just going to be the biggest disaster in history. And maybe it will be. However, there's no data to support that at this current time. I still think that the movie will be incredibly successful, especially the first 2 weeks. Now, beyond that, word of mouth will be important. But another film made by an iconic director with a highly respected actor was Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2 got fucking annihilated. That's the trailer for Gladiator 2. And it got annihilated. Like, that ratio is, you cannot argue with that ratio. That is a horrible ratio. Okay? So, you would think, well, with all this negativity around the Odyssey, man, it must be getting crushed too. Well, that's just not the case. The Odyssey, with twice the views of that trailer, has that type of ratio. Now, you could say, well, that was 4 months ago, Jeremy. That was 4 months ago. What about now? Now people will hate on it. Well, more people are hating on it, but it's still an incredibly good ratio. 8 days ago, 27 million views. That's where we stand. Does that matter in the big scheme of things? No, but it is important to have the perspective to see something like Gladiator got absolutely destroyed and Odyssey still doing very well. So you have to ask yourself, well, why is that? Why is the Odyssey just so much more well received if there's so much backlash and all of that. And well, it's pretty simple because Christopher Nolan's the most popular, filmmaker in the world. And that's why he has a huge fan base. Now, that doesn't mean that it's automatically going to be good. But as I've said many times, when you look at the most reviewed films on IMDb of all time, Nolan has 3 of the top 5 most reviewed films of all time. That's insane. So he's incredibly popular, and that will drive the box office for a couple of weeks. But beyond that, word of mouth will be important. And we shall see. Now, I don't expect Elliot Page to be in the movie much. I don't expect Lupita Nyong'o to be in the movie much, but that doesn't change the fact that them being in the film in any capacity and changing the historical significance of these characters is flat out disrespectful to the source material. So time will tell. Time will tell how this goes. But right now, there's a lot of negativity. A lot. All right, let's catch up on the chat and see what you guys are saying here. We got Vice right there. Joe Bitt says Troy tax. James says, with the casting, Odyssey's guaranteed 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That probably a good bet. Probably a good bet. Joe Bitt says, I blame Miss Nolan tax. Is it Tidelet? Says you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Hail the 199. Grindodrome says, I am never going to see this movie. I am going to actively hate on the internet. Never mind if it's good or not. I will hate on everyone who likes it. Storm Shadow says, anyone place a bet with X-Wing on Odyssey versus Dune? Not yet. Not yet. Upshoot says, I nominate Jeremy to play Ellen Page for biography. Beach Lovers says, word of mouth can destroy a movie in a few days. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. And again, we're going to see. I have no idea. What I do know is that you have people like the hyperbole is insane right now. I saw what's his face from is he from the Babylon Bee? And he says, like, you all think the Odyssey movie will be bad because of DEI casting. I think the movie will be bad because it's written and directed by Christopher Nolan, who has never made a good movie. Like, that's just insane. Like, that's just the most retarded take on the planet. Nolan is completely compromised at this point. But to say he's never made a good movie, this is the hyperbole of the internet. That's just absolutely retarded. And of course, he's getting cooked. Yep, see, he's getting cooked, so he's responding. There's Jeremy Boring just here for the ratio. You're better than this, Joel. Okay, not even Inception. Dunkirk. The Prestige. Memento. Prestige. Never even understood. Even his Batman movies are the worst Batman movies. Shut up. Like, that's absolutely crazy, man. So anyway, you're going to see stuff like that because that's where we are. That's the new meta. He has made multiple masterpieces. Yes, he has. Multiple. Steven with 5 gifted memberships. Let's freak it go. I mean, to be fair, in my opinion, he's made one truly bad movie, and that's Tenet. And I think Dark Knight Rises is clearly a flawed movie as well, even though I love it. Jeremy Cyborg says the trailer at Universal Pictures Canada is ratioed 10K up, 15K down. Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't know that one. I'm sure there's others, but I just go by the biggest main trailer that there is because that's the biggest sample size that's out there. So, but that's actually interesting. I didn't know that. Kingdom Hearts Gamer says, regardless if it's good or not, the fact that they cast Elliot is a bad sign. 100%. Even if Elliot Page isn't Achilles, casting Elliot Page, you've already lost the plot. Already. You've already lost the fucking plot. Toddy says, if Achilles screams, it's ma'am, sir, give Nolan the move of all the movie and all the Oscars. Yep. You know that's going to happen too. Hail to the Kick chat. Hail to the Rumble chat. Thank you all for being here. He will get his Oscar. He got it last year. So it's like, what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? Like, he already got it. He already got an Oscar. So you just want more Oscars? Is that what this is all about now? I don't know. It's crazy. But whatever. It is what it is. Okay, so we've got Trump in China today, ladies and gentlemen. Trump is in China. Now, he just landed long ago.
This morning, President Trump touching down in China to a lavish welcome, complete with a red carpet.
Dude, they love Trump. They love Trump. He is loved all over the world. The respect that this man gets is unmatched.
Trump kicking off a multi-day, high-stakes visit with Chinese President Xi Jinping.
This is going to be a very exciting trip. A lot of good things are going to happen.
The trip initially delayed due to escalating tensions involving the war in Iran. And now with no deal secured.
Just understand this, though. Look at this. This is legendary, okay? I don't know if that's like legit or not. Now, just to be clear, I don't know if that one's real, but this is real. Is real. Good old Marco, he's having a party. He's the biggest legend in the world. Never forget when John Jones won.
He did the Trump dance. He did the Trump dance. Spinning back kick to the body, followed by the Trump dance.
It's so great, man. Now, I did see a comparison right here. When Barack Hussein Obama visited, is this it right here? No. Look, right here it is. Here we go. Note how, let's see, China. Note how China wouldn't even roll out a stairway for Obama. You see the difference? You see the difference in respect for President Trump? You love to see it right there. Absolutely fantastic. So, but yeah, good stuff. And we have this article right here. China made a revealing choice in its airport greeter for Trump in Beijing. This website's all janky. Good Lord. I can't find it. All right. President Trump arrived in Beijing Wednesday without a tarmac greeting from Chinese president, but the apparent snub was actually an upgrade from his last welcome. It's actually quite revealing from a protocol perspective. Isabel something, founder of the U.S. Institute of Diplomacy and Human Rights, Xi Jinping said did not personally greet Trump at the airport in 2017 either, but this time Beijing noticeably upgraded the reception by sending the VP along with both ambassadors and senior foreign affair officials. And that's apparently considered an upgrade. There's Elon Musk in the picture as well. And so Trump's arrival 9 years ago, the most recent visit to China by an American president, featured a lower level official appearing to welcome him. So this is an upgrade this time around for President Trump, showing a major sign of respect for the great President Trump, because, you know, they all respect him. So there you have it. And God, the audio is all jacked up there. But yeah, this is a pretty cool sight. And having Elon there, everybody in MAGA really appreciates that Elon Musk is there to see that. But let's go back to this right here. Here we go.
Escalating tensions involving the war in Iran. And now, with no deal secured to end the fighting, the war once again overshadowing the trip. China, a key trading partner of Iran, expected to be part of those discussions. Trump says he doesn't need President Xi's help ending the war, but that they will discuss it.
We're going to have a long talk about it. I think he's been relatively good, to be honest with you.
The White House hoping the visit will focus on trade and securing investments in the agriculture and energy sectors. A host of high-profile CEOs from some of America's largest tech and finance companies joining Trump on the trip, including Elon Musk and Tim Cook, and CEOs from Boeing, Citi, Goldman Sachs, MasterCard, Meta, and more. And notably, the CEO of the world's dominant AI chip maker, NVIDIA, also on the trip. CEO Jensen Huang recently granted permission from the administration to sell its less advanced chips to China, a move some critics say could give China a leg up in the global AI race. And the subject of AI also expected to be on the agenda here. One senior U.S. official saying they have security concerns and would not be surprised if the leaders touch on them. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
So that's where we are. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out with the leaders, the business leaders. Let's hear what Fox News has to say about it.
Trump in Beijing this morning, when he landed Air Force One, he was met with celebrations after landing in Beijing just in the last hour. He is set to begin his two-day summit with Xi Jinping tomorrow morning. Discussions will include trade, of course. The president wants China to open up. AI chip sales. China wants more semiconductor chips. Farm goods, as the president wants China to buy agriculture. And China's support of Iran and of Russia. This historic summit happening as several CCP companies have already been sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury for aiding Iran's effort in building up weapons and missile systems. Meanwhile, more than a dozen of top American business leaders are traveling with the president. They were on Air Force One with President Trump, including NVIDIA's Jensen Huang, Apple's Tim Cook, Tesla's Elon Musk, BlackRock's Larry Fink.
Trump is flexing hard right now. There's a reason that Trump is bringing all of these business leaders with him. Trump is walking in there and he is flexing big fucking time. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's walking in there. He's doing the Vince McMahon walk is what he's doing. If you know, you know. But that's how Trump is showing up over there.
And many others from the banking and oil industries. Joining me now is Kentucky Congressman James Comer. He's the chairman of the House Oversight Committee. Mr. Chairman, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Your reaction to the president's trip?
Well, I think this is a very important trip. Obviously, it's historic, but we have a lot of problems with China. You and I have talked about this a lot. Maria, you know more about all the abuses and misdeeds that China commits against America every day. They steal our intellectual property. They manipulate their currency. They don't abide by any environmental laws. They're funding our greatest enemy right now, Iran. But having said that, we really need to have a trade agreement, a fair trade agreement with China. We need China to buy more agriculture goods from the United States. We need China to import American energy. And at the same time, I think there are things China can produce cheaper than we can in the United States that would be a good deal for American consumers and help with the affordability issue. So there's so much on the table, and I can't think of a better person to lead the negotiations than President Trump. China has already received the message that the United States is serious with all the tariffs that have been slapped on China. And if I were President Xi, I would worry if this is an unsuccessful summit after 2 days, that China could be faced with even more tariffs from the United States.
Well, I think that's a great point. And it's
Woo, it would be fun, wouldn't it? Mar Millen just dropped a 40 and says stream chat grift tax doubling since I'll miss a few coming up. Hail the 199. Thank you, Mar Millen. So again, programming note for me, I will be live tomorrow early. I don't know exactly what time, but fairly early for me. And then I will not do a stream tomorrow night. I will be traveling. And then Friday, I'm going to try to do something Friday if I can. I will be, on my laptop. And then, of course, Saturday, I will be at the Gina fight. And then Sunday, I'll be traveling back home. So after tomorrow, you might get one stream out of me on Friday, and then I'll be traveling the rest of the time. So, but I'll be back going Monday. There will not be a gaming stream tonight because we've got people already traveling and stuff like that. So, no gaming stream tonight on Geeks Gamers Play. So a lot going on over the next week. And then, of course, we have the meetup next weekend. I just want to get through this plane flight. That's all I want to do. I just want to get through the fucking plane flight because I'm not looking forward to it at all. But thank you, Marmillan. As always, appreciate you.
It's true, and I've asked President Trump about this many times. How do you go sit knee to knee in front of the leader of the number one adversary of America? I mean, I know that you're hopeful that the U.S. and China can reach this trade agreement, certainly. But at the same time, we know that China is behind a major hack, cybersecurity hack.
Not driving. I can't drive. I can't drive because I have to be in Savannah, Georgia the following weekend. And so there's no way I can drive all the way from Florida to California and then all the way from California all the way to, back to Florida, then go to Georgia. It would be way too, I'm too old for that shit.
In the U.S., behind major intellectual property theft in the United States. And who knows if the CCP is behind those people who were arrested who were trying to bring, chemicals into this country, biolabs, which, of course, sicken our citizens. So I wonder how much of that comes up and how much the president is going to push Xi Jinping on some of those other issues. Because you're right. I mean, President Trump knows who China and Xi Jinping are, and yet he talks about doing deals and being a deal maker. I want to move on to get your take on other things. In fact, 7 House Democrats sent you a letter requesting subpoenas for an investigation into suspicious prediction market trades tied to the Iran conflict. What can you tell us about this?
Well, this is a problem. We've all seen those big trades go through hours before something big happens in Iran. We saw the same thing happen in Venezuela. I think that someone's been identified in the military as being part of the trade with respect to Venezuela. At the end of the day, it's suspicious. So it's something that we're concerned about. I know there are other committees in the House and the Senate that are looking into that as well.
So, long story short, there's a lot of stakes right now in China with President Trump and all of these business leaders. And I'm looking forward to seeing what exactly does happen with all of this. I got that one back to the facts. It says, you giant fig. I am Brockatron says, so then what Nolan is doing is actually worse than just wanting more awards. I agree. I think it is worse than wanting more awards. Captain JPS says Nolan probably wanted to bet, or Nolan probably made a bet that he can make a movie with woke BS and still make money off of it. I don't know what his deal is. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, I want to see Hasan's mental breakdown watching China glaze Trump. Beastie Man says, homie Marco doing the sea walk, Chinese walk. Joe Bit says, McMahon and the corporation vibes, no chance in hell. Mad Frog says, are you Gina's Cutman or just part of the entourage with Jay? I'm part of the entourage with Jay. Captain JPS says, no, Jeremy can't drive the plane tax. Sadly, I can't. BJ the Vigilant says, G&G private jet tax. I can't afford that anytime soon. That's for sure. Not anytime soon for me. Now, the thing I was talking about earlier, because we don't have a lot of updates right now with the China situation. We just kind of know that everything is underway. But one thing we do have is this video from Shoe on Head where she apparently destroys one Hasan Piker. It is a little bit longer video, but apparently it's really good. The ratio is insane on this video. 137,000 upvotes to 900 downvotes. 1.4 million views in 21 hours. Shoe on Head has absolutely destroyed Hasan. Holy shit. I haven't seen it yet. So let's go ahead and jump right into it.
The other day, I made a video about the Pragmata video game drama and covered some insane opinions people were having about it. How the game activated some fatherly instinct in some men, and how people were calling those men creepy incels for having the basic human desire to start a family. A small part of that video was covering far-left Twitch streamer Hasan Piker's awful opinion about it. I will play that segment in its entirety so you have some context.
What's really interesting about this is all of these unfuckable losers in the gaming sphere always talk about like starting families and stuff. And I don't understand like why this has become a thing that they care about. Like if you're a gamer, you should care about things that you actually experience. You should care about things you actually enjoy, right? If you're a lonely gamer who has never been around a woman and will never have sex with a woman, why do you care? Like, why do you care about having children or like riding for having children? Like, it's just not something that you're going to experience ever.
What a horribly retarded take from this clown. Like, what is wrong with this guy? Seriously, what is wrong with you?
For your life, for the rest of your life, right? This is something that I never understand.
Wow, maybe there's a reason people are yearning to start a family and can't afford to have one and can't seem to find a partner. They feel alienated from their work and atomized from their community. If only there was a political commentator around to speak about all this. Oh well, guess not. First of all, the only care about something if it affects you is extremely libertarian coded and also very weird coming from a guy who understandably wants everybody to care about a genocide that is happening across the ocean. Second of all, what is this nihilistic horseshit? You never aspire for anything, never aim for greatness and meeting. And I love how he's like, unfuckable losers. Like, okay, congrats on the sex, bro. Check out this sex haver over here. I'm sure all those unfuckable losers could easily go to foreign brothels and pay for sex like you, Hasan. Also, 35? No kids?
So this was her, just so everybody understands, so this is her response that really got him mad. He had the ridiculous take. This was her initial response to his take, and then he lost his mind, and so she's responding to him losing his mind. That is where we are with this. Keys for 20 says, notice how this clown now wears suits on stream. He's trying to copy Nick Fuentes. Lol. Hasan has no identity of his own whatsoever.
Sitting in his ugly ass, Hasan. Also, 35? No kids? Sitting in his ugly ass $600 Gucci sweater. I swear I've never seen this guy in a fucking normal ass t-shirt. Sitting on his high horse, looking down at people, for wanting something more out of life. I don't understand how someone could be so mentally mind raped that this is their reaction to such like a simple, wholesome concept. That was 3 minutes of a 30-minute long video. I didn't think much of it. I just uploaded it and moved on. The next day I woke up and my YouTube homepage was flooded with videos like Shoe on Head just ended Hasan. Shoe on Head destroys Hasan. Shoe on Head finishes on Hasan. Wait, what? I had no idea what was going on. And to my surprise, he actually responded back, which then prompted a bunch of new videos. Hasan just had his biggest meltdown. Hasan's biggest meltdown yet. Shoe on Head has completely mind-broken Hasan. His response to me couldn't be that bad, right?
Oh, it is. His response. Hasan got so angry at her response, and you're about to see it. It is beautiful. And now what you have to understand is we're setting the table, because apparently this new video from her is even worse takedown of Hasan. So I can't wait to see what his new freak out is. But this is the old freak out right here.
Right?
What an unbearable way to exist, dude. Oh, I'm getting all my politics from Shoe on Head. Ooh, look at me. I'm an emo girl. Ooh, look at me. 4chan guys who are now 38 years old want to fap to me. Why would you openly admit that you listen to Shoe on Head? What the is wrong with you?
In this video, I'm going to show my raw reaction to his response, and throughout that will be sprinkled in like normal commentary. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I was really debating whether or not to do a response to his response, but like, everyone else is covering this crash out, so why wouldn't I, the subject of said crash out, cover it myself? Like, there's currently a resolution in Congress to like disavow Hasan Piker, the same thing that they did to Nick Fuentes, disavowing private citizens for what they said on the internet. What are we doing here? Does our government really have nothing better to do? Like, there is so much going on in the country right now, so much going on in the world right now. I feel like decades worth of news happens like every week. Every day there is a breaking story of the most insane stuff you've ever heard in your life. Everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion immediately. But the reality is, when a story first breaks, you're probably not seeing the full picture. And that's why for 5 years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News.
Ground News actually offered me an ad read a while back. We're going to let her grift because we respect the grift around here, okay? We respect it. Can we send Hasan and Quarter Pounder to Iran so they will open the Hormuz Strait? All right, we got to respect the grift.
And the war may be over soon. And this is just a smart pressure tactic to get the deal done.
So this is how you react, okay? I'm reacting to her content. Okay, why would I skip past her ad read? You got to respect the grift.
However, if you saw this headline first, you might think that things are going to escalate. And if you saw this headline first, you might think Trump is going crazy and probably is not emotionally stable enough to even be the president. 3 headlines, 3 completely different conclusions. And that's why today's sponsor, Ground News, is so important. Ground News is a website and an app designed to make reading the news easier and more data-driven. Every day they pull in thousands of stories from all around the world, and each story comes with visual breakdowns of political leaning.
Jeremy, why don't you dress up for your subs like Shoe? Because I want to keep my subs. Like, I think if I start dressing up like Shoe, I'd probably lose subs.
And ownership bias. Let's go back to that story to see it in action. Right away, you can see that 117 outlets covered this story. That's a lot. You can also see the bias distribution.
Does this website harvest my data? You asked in the chat. Who said that? Where did that one go? I just saw it. NO123ABC. Does this website also harvest my data? No more than YouTube, the site you're already on.
Chart for the story. The coverage was pretty even all across the political spectrum. And under that, you can check the overall factuality and ownership. You can even see who broke the news first, which is pretty cool. But one of my favorite features of Ground News has to be the blind spot feature. It is so...
Mar Millen says, if you start dressing up for this, I stop sending super chats. Don't be gay. That's $20 on Rumble from Mar Millen. You see, the threat has been made. Okay. You clearly overestimate chat by saying people would leave if you dressed up.
this story, 22 were left wing and only 2 were right wing. That's insane. I am definitely going to read up on this. I've been using Ground News for years now. It is one of the first apps I check in the morning. It really helps me digest all the news better and helps cut through all the noise. But don't just take my word on it. The Nobel Peace Center called it.
Hey, Ground News actually did offer me an ad read a while back. You just abandoned your boy, Ground News? What the fuck? You know, what's up with that? We had a good thing going, Ground News.
News/shoe, or use the QR code here on screen, or use the link in the video description down there. Big thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. I can always count on you. Right? And now, without further ado, let's get back to this video. So I thought it would be fun if someone joined me responding to this because it is so ridiculous. I needed somebody to like bounce off with because I felt like I needed some like emotional moral support because I feel like I'm going insane watching this. So I am joined here today with the lovely Smug Alana, the VTuber, everyone's favorite Oshi.
Hey guys, I'm a JPEG and I would bow, but I can't. So just
John freaking Murdoch. For 50 says, if you dressed like Shoe on Head, I'd unsub. Confirmed. I used to like Shoe on Head. Then she went crazy. What's that flag? Is she reinvented? Happy Jessica. I never really watched a lot of Shoe on Head. I've seen stuff from her over the years here and there, but I don't know a ton about Shoe on Head, so I can't speak to what she used to be about or what she is now. I think overall she's kind of viewed as kind of like a level-headed person for the most part, but I don't know. But thank you, John freaking Murdoch. And Far Right for 10 says, curious how Larry Fink is with Trump going to China. Larry Fink is a globalist elite with the WHO and the like. He's responsible for ESG. Maybe Trump is keeping an eye on him. Hail the 199. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, most of those business leaders that are with Trump are pieces of shit. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. That's, you know, it's not just one or two people. Like most of them are pieces of shit. Darth Manic says Trump invited China friend Maduro too, but he was unavailable.
pretend I am doing it right now.
No, nice bounce.
Well, I mean, he'll get the views in. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you were on the last Shoe on Head video. I will literally myself if you bring that shit up in here. Okay. Why? What do you want me to do? Myself in the face.
Wait a minute.
Not die in the process.
Wait a minute. Why is that allowed on Twitch?
Why? I will literally myself if you bring that shit up in here. Okay. Why? What do you want me to do? Myself in the face.
Why is that allowed on Twitch? But like I can't say like I support President Trump on Twitch. The fuck are we doing, man?
Not die in the process, but at least lose significant chunks of my brain so I can operate at the same substandard, suboptimal IQ level that Shoe on Head and her dumb audience operates in, so I can do a regular response to that? Is that what you want me to do?
Why is he so mad?
Still has yet to bring up anything.
Nothing. 0 points. Like, 0 points addressed.
How many seconds in are we?
I basically made the same joke in my video about like giving myself brain damage so I could understand. Trying to follow the logic here. Let me just give myself some brain damage. Imagine being that chatter. Like, hey, Hasan, did you check out this video? Do you want me?
Ooh, look at me. I'm an emo girl and I change my politics all the time. Ooh.
Time out.
Emo? I wasn't even gonna bring that up. No, hold on. For me, it's the wild way that he frames having nuanced opinions, like depending on the subject. Like, God forbid you disagree.
You just have to ask yourself, why is he that angry about Shoe on Head? Why does he get angry about Asmongold? Why does he get angry about these things? Did you hear the other day that Hasan said about Trump? Did you hear this? My goodness, hang on. I don't have it bookmarked, so I'll have to pull it up. You're going to laugh your ass off when you hear this. Okay. You're going to laugh your ass off. Let me find it where he basically said Trump is scared to talk about him. That's what he said. I got to find it though. I wish I would have bookmarked it. But yeah, he basically said like the reason Trump won't acknowledge him or something like that. I'll have to find it. I'll find it.
With Hasan Piker, the arbiter of correct opinions of the internet.
I do not have that many videos. I have like 100 videos in the span of like a decade. You could go randomize and click on any of those videos and you wouldn't be able to tell if it was made today or 10 years ago. Which honestly, I shouldn't be bragging about. But okay, my point is I haven't changed that much. And the things I have changed my mind about, I'm very open about. The way he's framing people changing their minds, changing their political opinions over time as like a bad thing is bizarre, especially as a guy whose goal is, I assume, to change people's mind politically. He's totally for people changing their minds politically, but only when they change their mind to agree with him. He supports people changing their mind as new information presents itself. He supports iDubbbz apologizing for the crime of being funny 5 years ago. But when it comes to me changing my mind on like 3 things over the course of a decade, that's bad. Like, yes, I've changed on a few things, obviously. From the ages 23 to 35, yes, your opinions are going to change a little sometimes.
No way, really?
Well,
like, you probably don't believe this.
The thing about like opinions changing or whatever, like we're on the internet, man. People just respond to what they want to respond to. People typically don't do any research about things. They'll see a clip of a person saying one thing, and then maybe 2 years later, they'll see a clip of another person, of that same person saying another thing. And they'll go, this person just changed their opinion. Meanwhile, you got all of this context within where this person has evolved that opinion, yada, yada, yada. But none of that is actually acknowledged on the internet at all. I don't know Shoe on Ahead's opinions. I don't really know what her stances are on things. What I do know is that Hasan gets covered enough to make a very educated assessment that he is a liar, a manipulator, and he will spin anything to his advantage and lie about it, and he'll lie to his audience. This is a guy who used to be, what was it called? The Brofessor, where he basically had this whole gimmick where he was telling you how to like hook up with women and all this shit. Like you don't go from that to a far leftist. Like that's just not what happens.
Same things you believed like 10 years ago?
No, absolutely not. Well, I think in that video that you talked about, I don't know, I remember like a couple of months ago, you were like, I had a baby and then I lived in the city. And then I was like, man, maybe safety and putting money into the police isn't that bad, you guys.
Here it is right here. Here it is. Hasan on why Trump hasn't directly mentioned him. Okay.
Your 5 seconds to midnight from a direct Trump mention. I think Trump might be one of the few people on the Republican side that's too smart to recognize that highlighting me in any way, shape, or form is only beneficial for me.
Bro, what? One more time.
Your 5 seconds to midnight from a direct Trump mention. I think Trump might be one of the few people on the Republican side that's too smart to recognize that highlighting me in any way, shape, or form is only beneficial for me, and therefore he's not doing it.
Hasan, I'm going to share some information with you, Hasan. Some information that's going to be very, very, very painful for you to hear. Hasan, you and I have something in common. Did you know that? You and I have something in common. President Trump has no idea who either one of us are. I'm completely okay with that. The problem is that doesn't set well with Hasan. Okay? And that breaks his brain. That bothers him to his core. Let's see. The hypocritic, for $100 says recently I've seen Bernie Sanders has been running water for the CCP with propaganda. Not surprising. That's socialist loyalty for you. Bernie Sanders is the perfect politician for someone like Hasan Piker, because Bernie Sanders is the literal definition of a political cuck and a fraud. That is who Bernie Sanders is. Political cuck and a complete and total fraud. That's who he is. Always has been. Always will be. Bernie fooled a lot of people. And then as soon as he had to cuck to Hillary Clinton, he cucked to the very system that he was pretending to battle against. And he is a perfect representative for Hasan Piker.
Maybe that was different when you were like 20 or 25.
Right, exactly. Like when I was living in like sheltered suburbs, I was like, hey, jab, the police. And then you live, and then you're an adult with a child and you live in the city. And it's like, oh, actually, no, we need more police.
Never mind.
I just confuse terminally left-right brained people. I always have. Hyperpartisan people absolutely hate me because they can't just like put me into a neat little box and then smash that box with a hammer. Hasan usually can hand wave away critics like, oh, they're just an Israel shill, they're just a Zionist. He can't do that with me. He hand waves them away by calling them neocons or neoliberals. He can't do that with me. Alt-right incels. He can't do that with me. So what does he do? He malfunctions and starts calling me emo. Like, okay, man, you got me. Emo is when eyeliner, I guess. In the hyper-partisan mind, it is completely impossible to hold several non-contradictory opinions at the same time, like wanting free healthcare but also wanting a strong border. Like, to me, those aren't contradictory whatsoever. In fact, that works together. You don't want to override your healthcare system, right? Your focus should be American citizens. Like, in their mind, like Denmark doesn't exist, right? They think like, oh, if you think unions are important, you must also be for minors having HRT. Like, no, if you believe in public transportation, you also have to believe in abolishing prisons. Like, no, sorry, no. I don't know how my ideology is confusing. I don't know how they see that as like flip-flopping or being a grifter. When to me, it's like completely normal, common sense stuff. Like
I mean, from what I've heard from her over the years, I don't find anything about her takes to be offensively bad at all. She seems to have a level head approach, even though I probably would disagree with her on certain aspects of it for sure. I'm sure she probably wouldn't like the fact that I'm such a big Trump supporter, but it does. She's not. All I don't like, I don't like crazy extremists on either side. I don't like them, but the left far worse than the right extremist, and that's the difference. If you're just talking about annoying versus annoying, yes. Far right people are annoying. Far left people are annoying. They both are. But the far left people are far more annoying because their entire mindset has infiltrated the culture to a level that we can't fully understand right now.
Can't have a country in decay like this. You can't. It will not be fixed by people like Hasan telling young men not to aspire for anything and saying stupid shit like telling people it's cool to steal.
Would you steal from Whole Foods?
I'm pro stealing from big corporations.
Like, what in the fucking LARP is that? Yeah, stealing is so cool, dude. Let's just steal from big corporations so those big corporations move out of that community. And then that community turns into a crime-ridden, unsafe shithole ghost town. And a food.
Yeah, so basically the hood. That's essentially how you get the hood right there. That's exactly how that happens. Hasan's logic is how you get the hood.
So cool, dude. Let's just steal from big corporations so those big corporations move out of that community. And then that community turns into a crime-ridden, unsafe shithole ghost town. And a food desert. Like, yeah, bro, you're really fighting the man. Listen, you can tell people that billionaires...
I literally saw this happen in Montgomery, Alabama. And anybody who's been to Montgomery, Alabama... If you're as old as I am, you'll know, you have seen Montgomery, Alabama go from a once like respected city where it felt cool to go to this place. And, you know, they had multiple malls, Toys R Us, like all of these shops. This is back in like the 80s and the 90s. You go to Montgomery, you're like, oh man, there's going to be like cool places to go. And Montgomery has just been overrun. It's like a plague has just slowly spread through it. I think both malls now are completely shut down in Montgomery, Alabama. I think I haven't been there in a long time, but there was one mall in particular where literally there were multiple situations of you know what, grape, multiple. It's crazy how bad it is.
Are the real enemy until you are blue in the face, and it might be true, but Jeff Bezos isn't the one stabbing them on a train, you know? You can't have a peaceful, functioning, socialist, or even social democratic society with the delusional social policies of Hasan Piker. You just can't. Anyway, sorry, I'm going on a tangent. It's just so funny he sees my politics as, like, incoherent, when to me, his politics are the ones that are incoherent. The video was barely political. My response to him was about his, like, nihilistic mindset when it comes to young men, because for years we had to watch the media shove this guy down our throat like he was the Joe Rogan of the left. Oh, he was gonna save young men from the alt-right pipeline. By the way, this guy is never going to be the Joe Rogan of the left, because like Joe Rogan, at least Joe Rogan from years ago.
Joe Rogan is Joe Rogan because he doesn't pander to the left or the right. He is very much middle of the road, smokes pot and just has his opinions. You know what I mean? Like that. There is no Joe Rogan of the left or the right. There is only Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan isn't of the right or the left. Joe Rogan is just Joe Rogan. And he has some takes that fall, most of his takes fall under the common sense area. Sometimes Joe Rogan says dumb shit that I completely disagree with. I don't think Joe Rogan is that based, but Joe Rogan's just, yeah, exactly. Joe was just Joe, Siege Gardens. That's it. He's just Joe. This idea that we need a Joe Rogan of the left fundamentally misunderstands why Joe Rogan is Joe Rogan.
Never going to be the Joe Rogan of the left, because like Joe Rogan, at least Joe Rogan from years ago, I don't know about now, was all about listening to other people's beliefs and hearing other people's opinions. Hasan does not do that. Hasan closes his ears and goes, la la la, I can't hear you, you're stupid, I'm smart. For years we had to listen to how this guy is gonna push young men away from the GOP. They are leaving the GOP, but they're not going to the Democrats, and I don't know if they're going to the left either. But anyway, my video was not political. In fact, the only part that like was political was the part where I agree with Hasan about the genocide in Gaza.
If you're a gamer, you should care about things that you actually experience.
Very weird coming from a guy who understandably wants everybody to care about a genocide that is happening across the ocean.
My point there was, you can't be telling young men to only care about things that directly affect them and then make it your life mission to tell those same young men to care about things that don't directly affect them.
Do you want me to lose chunks of my brain? Do you want me to John Fetterman myself so I can understand the compelling argument the shoe on head makes?
This guy is so pathetic. If he wants to be taken seriously, this was the 100% wrong approach. It's it's the worst approach he could have ever made. It's absolutely crazy. Rolling the Retro for 20 says, here is to having you dress up like Shoe. Terry would definitely watch this if you dressed up like Shoe. X in the chat if you want this. No X in the chat from Rolling the Wretched. Don't do it. Thank you, Roland. Disco Stew says, Chrissy is the Pam Bondi of comedy for $20. Thank you, Disco Stew. Cade Corinne says, my girlfriend fiance is a black woman who agrees with Trump. She is in the military as well. Any advice on how she can speak her voice without getting called some effed up things? No, I mean, I don't have any. Bottom line is, if you speak up about anything, you will get called names. So you're either going to have to accept being called names or don't say anything at all, because you're going to get called names. And if you get called names, you're not going to be, it's not because of racism or sexism. It's because welcome to reality. People are going to call you shit no matter what.
One that should have been left in the dustbin of history all the way back in 2016.
As if opinions from 2016 aren't still here today that are good.
Literally, technically, I mean, I'll put my stats on the screen. I am literally more relevant today than 2016. Like, more people are watching. So these aren't opinions from 2016. These are opinions from now, Hasan. People disagree with you now.
My chat completely froze up there for a minute, so I don't know what happened. Now all the comments are rolling in.
Look at me. As an emo girl, 4chan guys who are now 38 years old want to fap to me.
Wait, 4chan guys want to fap to me? Wait, I thought it was super cool and progressive to have like an army of men who simp for you online. That's not very woke of you, Hasan.
First of all, I like how he used the word fap.
That's so old, isn't it? It's like gooning now.
Yes,
Come
it's
on.
gooning. Come on, get with the times. It should have been left in 2016, Hasan. Come on. If this was said by anyone else, he would be calling it misogynistic and sexist, but it's being said by someone with the hive mind approved opinion, so it's okay. It's called dark woke, Chud.
I hope that she calls him out for whatever that thing was. What was his thing back in the day where he was like the professor or something like that? Is this it right here?
Didn't see you there. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is Bro Tip. This week's Bro Tip is about bringing out the alpha male in you. A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga as the top contender for Babe of the Week should be the fact that she might have a penis. The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small penis does absolutely terrify me. Here's why the 5-second rule works. Because when you start thinking for longer than 5 seconds, you're immediately not thinking with your dick and also thinking with this pesky thing up here that we like to call our brains. So once you start thinking with your brain, you're immediately going to psych yourself out. Come back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark? I want to say thank you to Miley Cyrus for showing off her camel toe at the VMAs the other night. I always knew Hannah Montana was a little slut. Don't even try to hide it. Look, this is a classic example of what happens when your father doesn't pay attention to you. You turn out to be a slut who's craving for attention, and then I tend to pick you up at a bar late night and bang you out on.
Yeah.
We decided to become more hypocritical and annoying. You wouldn't get it. If I was getting paid for men to fap to me like many of his friends and ex-girlfriend porn star do for a living, that would be fine. He would support it. But since I don't do that and I'm just like a normal YouTuber, it's a way to insult and degrade me. It is interesting though how Hasan uses unfuckable as an insult to hurl towards men and fuckable as an insult to hurl towards women. I think it was Bell Hooks that once argued that patriarchy harms men by reducing their worth to status and conquest, while women are harmed by being reduced to only their desirability and being conquered. You should not be getting feminism mogged by someone who does not call themselves a feminist, Hasan. Not a good look, buddy. And also, bro, you thirst trap more than I ever have in my entire life. You are on the cover of JQ.
Even GQ?
You are on the cover of GQ in a f***ing hot tub. I will put the picture up there as censored as I can, just to shield everyone's eyes.
Like a little rubber ducky on his pee-pee.
You are spread eagle in a magazine. Let me read this to you. Let me read what this journalist said.
I didn't need to see that.
Are you ready for this? Here's how Hasan Piker starts each day working out, shooting the shit. It's Monday, 8:30 a.m. and we're in the backyard of a house in West Hollywood where there's a makeshift private gym with benches, pull-down machines, and dumbbells galore. This is where 34-year-old political influencer keeps his thirsted after body fit.
What? By the way, written by a male too. And I'm just like, I would have thought it was, yes, I'm pretty sure.
He strips his shirt off. An army of girls and gays would kill to be where I am. Now, next to Piker as he pants in a pair of neon shorts with black Calvin Klein boxers poking out.
The socialist, by the way.
Sunlight glistening off the sweat beading on his chest hairs. So when it's women and gays thirsting after you, then it's a good thing. But God forbid straight men find you attractive. This is the dude that has to keep his girlfriend a secret like some kind of K-pop star so he can like be e-boyfriend for his parasocial female fans. I'm always talking about being married. Like when I'm in a relationship, I'm talking about being in a relationship, whatever. whatever. I'm the whore, not the one playing e-boyfriend.
You're covered up. You can make the argument with me. When people say like, oh well, she's just a pair of anime tits on the screen. Okay, fair point. However, Shu doesn't even like have anything that she wears in her YouTube videos that are like revealing. Like she's very moderate.
Dude, the fact that Hasan, we've talked about this many times. There are people online that I look at them and I go, okay, I'm not a fan, but I get why they have an audience. Okay. I get why they have people watching them for whatever reason. I don't understand why anyone watches Hasan. I don't understand it. I don't understand why. Now, I know there's a huge problem with botting on Twitch and all of that, but like, I just don't understand why anybody would watch this guy. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm imagining half his chat has to be haters that watch him just to roast him because my goodness.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. My dad is calling. Wait.
Dad, put me on the phone with him. Hey, we're busy. The left in a MAGA body, bro. That always stuck with me.
A progressive mind in a MAGA body. What do they even mean by that?
Being attractive and eating healthy and working out is right wing. What the are we smoking?
Dude, like calling being in good shape a MAGA body is fucking wild. These people just constantly show you how retarded they are. Hey guys, being in shape, that's MAGA. What? Okay, but I'm just saying, like, do you think that is a bad thing to call that a MAGA thing? What the hell is wrong with these people?
Good 3 years, there was this really weird campaign to make Hasan Piker like the face of progressive masculinity in a bizarre attempt to move men to the left. A progressive in a MAGA body.
How'd that work out? How'd that work out in the election? By making Hasan Piker your face of the progressive left MAGA body. How'd that work out for you?
Said, which like, what the did they mean by that? Hey guys, we're not all ugly dysgenic freaks. Look, there's one of us who's attractive. What? Mr. Piker's success on camera, in some part, has been aided by the fact that he is, by conventional standards, a very handsome man. He is 6 feet 4 inches tall and built like a professional athlete. A square jaw, a beard, and a head of thick dark hair. It's the one aspect many of my haters can't shake, Mr. Piker said of his appearance in a Twitch broadcast last year.
No.
They can't turn around and be like, you're not hot. Indeed, tens of thousands of viewers may watch his videos for his political views, but many also tune in for their view of Mr. Piker himself, whose social media profiles are littered with suggestive images of his muscly body in states of undress, or thirst traps, as the pictures are known. Some of his fans scrape, screenshot, clip, and repackage them into fan cam.
I wish I wasn't on YouTube right now because I would say things that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube. But my goodness, I want to let's just continue.
That travel across the internet, glorifying Mr. Piker's appearance and indirectly his beliefs. That is yet again another mainstream article saying one of the only reasons people watch Hasan is because he's attractive, and that he uses his appearance and thirst traps to gain a following. So is he like projecting onto me? Is that what this is? Is he like insecure about his thirst traps and his reputation of being nothing but eye candy? And listen, I'm not delusional, okay? Obviously, your looks can help take you further in life, online and offline. Like, if I was morbidly obese or hideously ugly, I probably wouldn't have like half the following I have. You can easily.
I appreciate her self-awareness. I appreciate her self-awareness. That's all I want from people, is to have some self-awareness. That is self-awareness.
Morbidly obese or hideously ugly, I probably wouldn't have like half the following I have. You can easily say the same thing for Hasan. But at least I organically collected my simps and didn't have some like astroturfed glaze fest propping me up for years.
And listen, Shu, this is where me and you, we clearly are on the same page. I mean, if I wasn't as stunningly handsome and beautiful as I am, I mean, I wouldn't have half the following I have now. I wouldn't be getting the super chats I get. I mean, come on. We know, like, you know, I'm just being self-aware. Okay. So like, listen, guys, girls, you think this just happens? Like, this is a lot of work. All right. Like, let me go through my process with you. Okay. And I'm not trying to make anybody jealous. I understand that most people will not be able to accomplish what I accomplish. Okay. Here's the process to be like D-Day Cobra. Okay. First thing you do is you go to Culver's. You get you a double butter burger, large Dr. Pepper, fries, ketchup on the side. Okay. Now I know a lot of people don't have the willpower to stand by a diet like that. Okay. Secondly, and this is where it gets real tough, you got to put on a hoodie. No, not any hoodie in particular. And then just find a basic hat from, I don't know, a gas station. If you're willing to put those sacrifices in place, you can also have this type of physique. But few will be able to match the unbelievable template of success. So there you have it. And don't forget Little Debbie snack cakes as well. Fudge rounds are fucking amazing. Swiss cake rolls are really good. There you have it.
As some kind of like political sex symbol. Embarrassing.
Guys who are now 38 years old want to fap to me.
38. You mean 3 years older than us, Hasan?
Yeah. Oh my God, the people that are in my demographic.
And what's so funny is like his little fangirls were coming at me on Twitter like, you're nearly 40 and you dress like a Hot Topic cashier. Man, Hasan and I are the exact same age. I think we're a month apart in age.
He's literally like, 38 and like, dude, you're like 35. What are we doing? What are we doing? JMNZZ450 says Shu is more of an opportunist than the quartering. She is just smarter about it and has actual comedic talent and is attractive. So she gets through her F-ups, not telling anyone what to think, just saying everyone I call out turns out to be scummy. Hail to you, JMNZZ450. Hail to you, brother. Thank you so much, man. We'll see if you're right. I like Shu. Again, but I don't know her that well. But the little bit I've seen from her, I like her.
And like, look how he dresses. We are literally co-workers at the Hot Topic, okay?
People like Shoe on Head are basically a humanoid version of a Reddit aggregator.
Reddit hates me.
Literally 80% of his audience are Redditors. Are we for real right now?
Bro is loved on Reddit. Like, why didn't he say 4chan or Twitter? He's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like, he can't even banter or do the jokes correctly.
Ironically, I think this entire rant, this clip, just sounds like if you were just to post the question, what do you think of Shoe on Head on r/politics, and then read the comment section?
Yes.
It's just angry Reddit-coded malding. You know the worst part? This is the best thing you could come up with. This is the best you could do.
Jesus Christ. What an unbearable way to exist, dude. Oh, I'm getting all my politics from Shoe on Head. If you're getting your politics from a person like Shoe on Head, you should be embarrassed.
Do you think anybody stopped watching Shoe on Head because of his rant? Do you think anybody stopped? No, not one single person stopped watching her. And in fact, do you know what probably happened? More people went to watch her. Like, I'm not telling you can't watch Hasan. If you watch Hasan, go watch him. That's fine with me. I just don't understand why anybody would watch the guy. But I'm not telling you can't watch him if that's who you want to watch. You can watch whoever you want on the internet. It doesn't bother me. I don't care who people watch and who people support. I just don't understand why anybody would actually watch Hasan. It makes no sense to me.
What do you mean, get your politics from Shoe on Head? I don't expect my audience to get their politics from me. I expect...
Okay, and now that I do respect. Hang on. Let me find it. It was a comment. I got to find it. Somebody says, Jeremy is my influencer, and I'm embarrassed. If I could find it. I don't know where it went, but I saw your comment. I don't know where it's at to highlight it, but that was pretty funny. CobraCast is my influencer. I'm embarrassed.
Expect them to be entertained, to laugh, to think, to engage with the discourse at hand. I don't try to like pass off as someone you should get your politics from. I don't think my audience should get their politics from me or any YouTuber for that matter. I think they should do their own research, come to their own conclusions. I just say my opinions and people are free to agree or disagree. Hasan, on the other hand, like really thinks he's some serious
she's very accurate about this, and that's me too. Like, I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm not going to tell you what you should think or shouldn't think. You can disagree with me. You can have whatever opinion. What up, Wiley Dave over in the Kick Chat? Hail to you, brother. But like, I just, I just give my opinions. Whether you like them or don't like them, it really doesn't matter to me. I just want to tell people what I think and give my opinions on things. What up, Camelot?
Political commentator. Bro, you're a Twitch streamer. I'm a YouTuber. But that's the difference between you and I. I know what I am.
Oh my God, the things I want to say to people like this.
Then say it.
Say it. Say it, pussy. Did he change into a suit because I made fun of his Gucci shirt?
Like, you can literally see him scanning his chat of domestic terrorists, like Redditor for insults, right?
This is so lazy.
I find it more compelling when someone deconstructs why you're being stupid. I swear, I think if he had an audience that thought it was okay, he would obviously bring up that you're a girl. Stupid woman. It's like he's fighting his bro like instincts.
He's reverting back to bro tips, Hasan Piker.
Yeah.
This week's bro tip is about bringing out the alpha male in you. This is a classic example.
Hey, there it is. Okay, we got the reference in there.
Of what happens when your father doesn't pay attention to you. You turn out to be a slut who's craving for attention, and then I tend to pick you up at a bar late night and bang you out on the first date.
All his insults I've already 8-miled him on because I've already made fun of the fact that my...
Okay. I really appreciate the 8 Mile reference. I've made that reference before too. If you know, you know, but that's a damn good reference right there from Shu. So I really appreciate that one. That's really good. That's some nice lore from her.
My eyeliner is from 2008. I'm in no position to talk about style. I still do my makeup like it's 2009. I already made fun of the fact that you shouldn't get your politics from me. If you were going to shoe on head for political information, you are deep fried.
He never... Same. I've said this before too. If I'm the reason, if I'm your source for politics, we're fucked. We are completely fucked. And the problem is a lot of you are going to say, yeah, you're where I get my information from, Jeremy. And I just continue to respond, we're fucked. We are completely in danger zone right now, man, because holy shit.
Self-insults. Like, you can make jokes about yourself. Like, I've joked about a million times, like, oh, I'm a 400-pound man behind an avatar. Like, it's funny. Like, who gives a I feel like just takes himself way too seriously. The most popular stream.
It's again, self-awareness is the single most powerful tool on the internet. If you are a streamer, because being a streamer versus making videos, there is a different aspect to that. People that make videos and only make videos, they have to have a different approach. But if you're a streamer, you have to have self-awareness. And the more self-awareness that you have, the better you're going to be. For instance, and I don't know who, it sounds like they're about to make a reference to somebody, and maybe they're going to reference Asmongold, but I always reference him. Asmongold has incredible self-awareness, and it's why he is number one. He knows who he is. He gives his opinions. Half the time his chat roasts him, and I appreciate that. I appreciate when your chat is same with, like, honestly, I hate to say this, but Tim Pool, like, y'all know where I stand with Tim, but like, Tim will give opinions that his chat absolutely fucking hates. I appreciate when somebody can go against their own chat. I really do. Because it's not easy to get completely destroyed by your chat. I mean, it's for me because it happens all the time. But for most people, it's not easy.
streamers, every single one that I can name that are at the top with Twitch with Hasan, every single one of them at least like makes jokes about their appearance. Asmund talks about how he's bald and doesn't have any teeth. He leaves himself so exposed to being made fun of, and then he wonders why everybody makes fun of him. Like, just join in. It's part of being a human being.
Honestly, good luck, dude.
Thanks.
Wait, Crash, now you like to wipe the drool off his mouth.
Should
he's like frothing.
Frothing at the mouth like a bulldog.
All right, so then we got one of these Hasan orbiters, so a former booby streamer. This is Casey Tron.
Oh my god, I cannot stand this girl. This shoe on head girl, pick me woman.
Shoe on head and her dumb audience.
Why does I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. But why does she look like Jim Ross post-stroke? Why does she have the post-stroke Jim Ross face? What is going on with her? Is she okay? Is she all right?
This shoe on head girl, pick me woman.
Shoe on head and her dumb audience.
Her dumb audience of incels. Like, I don't know. It's like shoe on head. If you like care so much about these incels, go one.
This is such a self-report for being a retarded whore. Like, I love the implication too that like Casey Tron thinks the only way you can truly care about men is if you have sex with them. Does this thought process just come free with not having a father figure? Do I have to have unresolved daddy issues to comprehend this?
Is that problematic for me to say?
No, it's just retarded.
Like, prove you care so much about these incels and their inability to get sex. Go one. Oh, wait, you won't? Because you're just grifting to them? Like, you don't even want to get with them either. But you'll condemn other women for not wanting to who you don't want to Okay.
When did I ever condemn women for not wanting to people? What is it? Hat on foot again. Hat on foot making YouTube videos from Earth 2 about how women owe men sex. What
She's
the
really
fuck is she
fantasizing.
Why is everything sex with these people too? Like, everything is sex. You talk about the human desire to like create a family and have a legacy, and they're like, sorry, you can't get laid, incel. Sorry, you can't get pussy.
Says the chick that sits in her room all day and smokes weed until she's numb.
People. Are you being serious?
They make it so easy. They make it so easy to just respond to these clowns, man. 8 o'clock says, I love how Hasan, I love how Hasan more mundane bullshit behind him than Gary. One piece grifter. Thank you, 8 o'clock. I didn't know exactly what you're trying to say there, but I think I know what you meant. Like, you're talking about the stuff behind him I got on his setup. Nullface says, young Hasan is Crowder. Wow. 199. Let me see. Mike Noss says, according to Melanie, you and everyone going after the quartering is influenced by Satan. Are you? Or is that Israel? Then again, what's the difference? Lol 199. For me, I mean, I can't speak to anyone else, and I don't want to get into anyone else's business. But I mean, I take these accusations pretty seriously, and yeah, okay, yeah. So Israel just paid me, so I'm 100% like pro-Israel, you know. So yeah, we're good. So $7,000 is $7,000. Okay, so yeah, Israel controls everything I do. Those are the rules. Those are the rules. Minister Von Thing says Beardo thought this smoke show was a guy. DB says quartering's next gig, religious VTuber. Seth says, dang, she's getting real close to calling out the changing consumer habits. She's almost there. Dark Owl says, but Jeremy, not pandering to the left, is pandering to the right. Maito says, when will we get a real backdrop? From me? Well, when I'm back in Studio 199. But I'm back and forth a lot now.
Serious? Dog, what do you...
If you look up the dangers of smoking marijuana in like a Kids Dare pamphlet, there's just a picture of Casey Tron's face.
You're happily married and have a child, but because some fat retard on Twitter thinks you're a grifter, you're gonna need to a bunch of random men to prove them wrong. What do you just have to do? Like a weekly raffle, pull a random inside of how do you verify that
Subscriber number 20? Yeah. I stand by what I said. Shoe on Head should be thanking me for giving her and her incel following. Say it again, award! Say it again,
incel! It's like a parrot, man.
What do you think your following is? Who do you think sitting around watching you on Twitch talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion? You think there's a bunch of Chads that's sitting around talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion in your chat, talking about how representation's important? Are you fucking kidding me right now? It's always projection from these leftist streamers, always. Unlike my chat, who's full of Chads who have ladies, married with a 401k, great job, insurance, great credit score. My chat has all of that. Not every single person in the CobraCast chat. Chad, great credit, family, working out, ripped and shredded, zero body fat. Got it all.
What? Incel? You know, Jafar.
I like how Larry the Dot said, I do not. he didn't even specify. He just like, I do not. Didn't even say any. Marmillion for 20 on Rumbles, as everyone knows that besides the 11%, the snake pit is where all the Chads are. Not degenerate losers who have plastic anime figures around them on the same scale of Gary. Oh, shit. Thank you, Marmillion. Nandy for 50s. This chat also has Keenan and MCU fan. Who do you have? Exactly. Bring it on. Bring it on. We have Chads. The 199 is full of Chads. Thank you, Nandy.
Or from Disney.
Hasan is Jafar. And
yeah.
Sitting on there, she's like, incel. She's like, good girl. Yes, give her a cracker.
Yeah, here's your cracker.
So once again, people in his chat brought up my video. He has not responded to it. He has not made a single point. Called me emo, called me irrelevant, but he didn't call me wrong.
Now, after this, because again, so everybody that's tuning in, Shoe on Head responded to Hasan. 1.5 million views in less than 24 hours, okay? 1.5 million views. This thing's blowing up. People are going crazy. Hasan is going to be put in a very tough spot to have to respond to this shit now. And I wonder if he will acknowledge Shoe on Head again, because this was a beautiful backfire. He should have never said anything about her.
They never call you wrong.
They call you emo, but they'll never call you wrong.
Did you see what Sean had responded on Twitter? No. Also,
no, just listen how he said it. That's so good. He's so butthurt.
what Sean had responded on Twitter? No. Also, what? Who cares?
Dude, that laugh is killing me.
No. Bro, dude, that was so fucking bad.
Also, no. You see what Sean had responded on Twitter? No. Also, what? Who cares?
Dude, that laugh is killing.
Bro, that was amazing right there. I saw Dermy Wormy in the chat. What up, Dermy Wormy? Dermy Wormy said, freedom. What did I miss? And then you said, lies. I am none of that. Hail to you, Dermy Wormy, doing great work. Your streams have killing it, brother, lately. Doc Hollywood for 50 says, damn, I thought you were talking about me until you got to the 0% body fat. Thank you, Doc Hollywood. This was great, dude. He is so upset right now.
What? Who cares?
Dude, that laugh is killing me.
Who cares? Bro, the fake laugh. What is going on?
What are you guys talking about, man?
What are you guys talking about?
Bro, I'm literally over here talking about how I'm doing a rally with someone who's running in Philadelphia.
I'm out here doing the revolution, okay? Like, that's cute, Hasan. That's adorable.
He's not a politician, man. The majority of the people that know your name only ever heard of you because you electrocuted your dog live on stream.
Kaya, please just fucking go. Just stop.
Ooh,
Does he not understand that?
Oh, that clip, man. That clip pisses me the fuck off.
95% of his fan base are terminally online Redditors. Like, they don't give a fuck about your rally, bro, in the background over here. They want you to call Shuon Head a Nazi to validate their hatred and their feelings.
Whatever the Shuon Head said.
It's the laugh again. No, you're joking. Stop.
Hasan is pissed because, like, he's finally out doing something in the real world, and the only thing people care about, the only thing people are talking about in regards to him online right now is this.
Yes.
And you know what? To be, like, completely fair, which is something these people would never do for me, this was a better response than his first response. He's basically just like, I don't care. I'm busy doing, like, real things in the real world. Okay, fair enough. Understandable. Have a nice day. But then he says this.
Talk to me when we got the wiki feed ratings up for Shuon Head. Okay, what's their wiki feed looking like?
What?
Okay, what's their
What is going on? Did I listen to what that woman said? No, absolutely not. Let me know if I can see her feet, though.
What?
Honestly, it would be Giga Chat if it came from anyone funny or likable.
Like, if the chatter didn't even bring it up, why did you bring up WikiFeed?
I know. By the way, if you guys don't know, WikiFeed is a website where people upload pictures of, like, celebrities' feet. Let's look up Hasan's foot.
No, Shu. No. We are not looking that up. Zwanny5 for 50. Are you back from your vacation? Don't forget how very young and attractive we all are. That is correct, Zwanny. Hail to you. Thank you. I know you were on vacation, or at least you went on vacation a few days ago. I don't know if you're back or if you're just checking in, but good to see you as always. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, this is the Kada portion of the stream.
Oh my, no way. He's got his bare tootsies online.
Wait, I have a higher feet score than Hasan. Is this what this is about?
He's mad?
He's been foot-mogged.
By the way, never addressed anything you said. Never even attempted to refute a point you made. Just starts going on about, like, wiki feet.
If I sold feet pics, if I sold pictures of my feet, would he use this as an insult? No, because he's Mr. Sex Positive, Mr. Sex Work is Real Work, Mr.
It's
Brothel
sex
Boy.
work, yeah. I'm making a difference, unlike Shu and her stupid video. Also, did you know she's stupid?
She's stupid. Don't go watch the video. Don't go watch it, guys. She's stupid.
Also, her feet are kind of nice looking.
The craziest part about all of this was after his crash out and, like, after everyone was making fun of him, he gets on Twitter and he's like, I've yet to watch any of her content. Excuse me? So what the f are you basing all of this on? How am I stupid? How do I change my politics? How am I just an emo girl that men fap to? Either A, he's lying and he has seen my content, or B, he's just blindly repeating things he's seen other people say about me. Either way, it's pathetic. He's stuck between, like, wanting to be above it all. Ugh, I don't even know who that is.
Gotcha, Zwanny. Waiting to board, wait at the airport, waiting to board for home. Have a safe trip. I'm stressing out myself because I'm getting on a plane tomorrow and I am not looking forward to it.
I'm out here doing the revolution and wanting to tear me down. But he can't do both. So as it stands right now, what he's saying is that he has literally never heard me speak. He just looked at me and went, "Woman online must be a whore." Which honestly, not a bad guess.
Yeah. You know what? Again, Shu's self-awareness. So good.
Is that he has literally never heard me speak. He just looked at me and went, "Woman online must be a whore." Which honestly, not a bad guess.
People should be more embarrassed, okay? What happened to shame?
Oh, wait. I find it incredibly ironic that the guy who used chain lightning on his dog live on stream in front of thousands of people and then lied about it and gaslit everybody thinks that anyone else needs to be embarrassed about anything. Like, you've spent your entire career, the better part of a decade plus, being a political commentator, but the only thing that the majority of the internet knows you for is zapping your dog for stepping off its 4 square foot cot that you've designated for it. That's your legacy, Hasan.
Shock my dog, I can't stop. Yeah.
Like, obviously, he watched the video and something in it really had him rattled. Like, was it the brothel thing? Was it the clock meme? Because if it was the clock meme, that was a joke, okay? We're the same age, Hasan. It is not too late. This is all not that serious. I just thought it was really funny and everybody was asking for a response video. So there's your response video. I also just want to make it clear that if he responds, I will not be responding back unless it's something absolutely insane that requires a response. I refuse to get caught in the Hasan Piker content loop. I will leave that to the professional Hasan Piker farmers. There are people who have made diabolical wealth off of farming this guy, okay? I am but a humble culture war farmer. I'm but a humble gender war farmer. And my crops are dying. I must get back to them. They're calling him the corniest man alive. The final boss of performative.
I do kind of like, I respect where she's coming from on that. I feel the same way about the quartering stuff right now. Like, I don't want to cover the quartering stuff nonstop. If it's something here or there, but I've kind of said my piece on all of it. There's better people out there to cover that shit, but I don't want to get caught up in this. You can get easily trapped by the big views that happened. And trust me, you know, the views are there. And I respect everybody that's out there doing it. I'm not telling anybody not to, because I watch all of your shit. Okay. If you're covering the quartering, I'm watching. I just don't want to be that guy. I don't want that to be my content here. Occasionally, yes. And, but not like, it can't be my whole show. It's just not something I'm interested in.
Male feminism. The human Brian Griffin. This is like when like a hot girl has like a video game controller and she's like licking it. She's like,
yes, or like with the cat ears, the little headset with the cat ears. I love that there's not just one picture; it's 2 in different shots. So like, it's like, dude, can you just take a picture of me like holding it and then like putting it down on my
like,
lap,
solemnly looking out the window?
My dog is literally just sitting next to me, staring at me. He knows I'm talking about Hasan. He knows, Kaya, I will save you.
Okay, Alana, thank you for joining me. You made it less painful to watch this shit, okay? I'm glad you were with me for this. Plug your stuff for everybody watching.
Follow me on Twitter, on Smugalana. Follow me on Twitch. I go live 5 days a week. Join my Discord, lots of early.
First of all, respect for still calling it Twitter. Respect for still having the OG Twitter symbol up there as well, because it is Twitter. Okay. It just is. I'm not calling it X. It's Twitter.
On Smugalana. Follow me on Twitch. I go live 5 days a week. Join my Discord. Lots of really nice people to hang out in there. Absolute pleasure, Kami Mommy. Emo girl with the feet.
Yes. If you like this video, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to my Patreon. Link down below. I'm going to start doing live streams for.
So this was a great video. Shoe on Head is awesome. Let me drop a like right here. So that was great. That was great. And mods, please link to her video and her channel so anybody can go over there and check it out if they're interested. Smugalana for F&T before Beardo. You know that's probably going to happen. You know that's probably going to happen. Tanner's Terrifying Trivia says, hey, Jeremy, first time post, but I have been watching like most people since the Last Jedi days. I appreciate all that you do and will continue to support the channel. Thanks so much. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Long time, man. The Last Jedi. I'm so shocked that people still watch me that have been watching that long. I am humbled and honored. Minister of Ethics says, FYI, Shu literally married a far-right Catholic Trump supporter named, I don't even know that name, but that's cool. That's awesome. Little Jim Salo says, Beardo twin lol. Bumblebee says, smug on Tuesday night's main event win. Shinobi Patriot says, Jeremy is hotter than Hasan Tax. Grilled Retard says, please change the subject. This is disgusting. Hasan is triggering me. You Provide says, one's ego is the toughest drug to kick. Mad Frog says, Hasan once said he could beat up Joe Rogan. One kick from Joe and he'd crumble like a crouton. Delona says, a beauty filter tax. Bad Frog says, 6'2" forklift certified 2.0 KD. All the ladies just went crazy just by you describing the ultimate Chad. 6'2", forklift certified, 2.0 KD. Ladies, calm down. This is what every woman wants right here. Okay? This is it. Joe Bids says, vibrant young man tax. Old Salty Dog says, just threw up my mouth a little bit. Thanks, Jer. Grandis Potato says, stunning and handsome. You're as attractive as Freddy Krueger. We watch because it's like watching a train wreck. We can't look away. Honestly, that's pretty nice. I really appreciate that. That's one of the nicer things people have said to me, so I really appreciate it. 8 o'clock says, Smug Alana is friendly with Kirsha. Need to introduce her to Savvy. And then Packy Proton says, $500 for Venti Savvy stream hosted by D-Day. That's a lot. That's a lot. Darth Manic for 20 says, I've been around since the Acolyte election season, and I'm surprised I still watch you. I'm surprised that you still watch me as well. Thank you. Jeremy's wrapping up. No, he's not, JE199. We still have plenty more to talk about. East Coast Toasted Boy says, Jeremy, you're not self-aware. You don't have beauty. We follow you for your retardedism and not being able to completely run a stream. Are you talking to me or Gary? Because that could apply to me or Gary. Marlon Sebo says, it's true, Jeremy. We do follow you and agree with your politics. You are totally driving this short bus filled with well-adjusted Chads. Let's fucking go. That's what I'm talking about. We do have to talk about the Thomas Massie news because that is starting to become a little more interesting than maybe I thought. Thomas Massie facing some issues, and apparently his poll numbers are not very good right now with all of the stuff going on. And again, I still have the same stance on this, is that I don't like Thomas Massie, but I also am not just going to blindly believe some, accusations that's out there. But I also am not going to feel sorry for Thomas Massie. I'm just not going to do it because Thomas Massie is a piece of shit. And so he has addressed it. It's sad that a week before this election, people are making false and unsubstantiated allegations about me in an obvious attempt to influence the outcome of this election. All of the claims of inappropriate conduct are false. I've never offered anyone money in exchange for their silence. I report all of my farm income, including cash, to the IRS. There are no ethics claims against me, filed against me, nor have there been any claims filed against me in my 14 years of office. I have consulted legal counsel and we are considering all options. I like this right here. I ain't reading all that. I'm happy for you though, or sorry that happened, because fuck you, Thomas Massie. This is the problem. You want people to have sympathy for you, but you have done nothing but derail everything that Trump has tried to do. And no one has sympathy for you now. Nobody gives a shit. Didn't he say believe all women? I don't know if he said believe all women, but he did. Basically, he has, with the Me Too 2.0 movement, he has basically made a fool of himself with that. Let's listen to Benny Johnson, and hail to you, Pre-Dawn Corpse, with the hell yeah kicks over on Kick.
Here's an old farmer's adage from Iowa. It's always the dirtiest, filthiest pigs that squeal the loudest. And Thomas Massie is a pig who's been squealing, calling President Trump's administration the Epstein administration, constantly banging on about the Congressional Slush Fund. You know who also did this? Eric Swalwell. Oh, victims. Oh, these poor women. Meanwhile, Eric Swalwell straight up drugging and choking women up in his hotel rooms. Has like a
those that preach the loudest have the most to hide every single time.
Staffer list as long as my arm of staffers that say that he committed sexual assault against them. It's like 50 different charges against him. Had to drop out of politics, drop out of the governor's race, entire life up.
And here's more context. Right now, Representative Massie versus the Trump-endorsed GOP primary poll. So Ed Gallarain, I think that's how you say it, Gallarain. But he is up right now 7% with the primary poll. And primary is this coming Tuesday. You remember, he fucked with Trump. Massie fucked with Trump. This is what happens when you mess with the king.
Republican voted against. You know what the name is? He is the worst person. His name is, what the hell? How did he ever end up in Kentucky? His name is Thomas Massie. How did he ever end up here, Paul? Anyway, no, Massie voted against tax cuts for seniors. He voted against tax cuts for overtime workers. And he voted against tax cuts for earners, tip earners. No, he wanted to increase the taxes. He voted with the Democrats. He voted against our historic funding for border security. He voted against border security, where we took the worst border in the history of our country, made it the best border in the history of our country in 2.5 months. He voted against it. And he voted against eligibility verification for welfare recipients. Nobody has to be eligible. Just pick up whatever you want. The people in this room don't like that. Thomas Massie also voted with the radical left Democrats in Congress to keep the federal government shut down during the open border crusade while our military went without pay. He voted for our military not to get that.
Now, I will say, I said when Trump decided to go to war with Massie, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. Massie's pretty popular. And Massie is very good at taking these moments where he's being attacked by Trump and kind of spinning it to his, in his direction. But he's in trouble. It's going to be interesting.
And now Massie, he's the worst. And I don't say that. I never hit a guy like this. The guy's a boss. We call him Rand Paul Jr. He votes against everything. But at least I like Rand a little bit. I can't love a guy that votes. I got him elected twice. If I didn't endorse him, he was not going to get elected.
So there's that. Let's get back to this so you have a little more context there.
Flames. GOP lawmakers demand release of congressional slush fund list. Okay, cool. I agree with that. By the way, Thomas Massie and Marjorie Taylor Greene are the ones who led this. Marjorie Taylor Greene resigned from Congress and fled America, now lives in a $5 million Costa Rica mansion. Very America first of her, by the way. Entered Congress with very little money and then left with tens of millions of dollars. Strange how that happens. Like Ilhan Omar, same thing. Ilhan Omar wants to create a new political party with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Isn't that convenient? Thomas Massie, also somebody who's calling for the release of sexual assault.
I guess you either overestimated Massie or underestimated Trump, Jeremy. Probably both. Yeah, I definitely don't underestimate Trump, but I probably overestimated Massie. But again, we're going to see how this goes because we don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen, but it is much closer than I anticipated.
Claims. Well, here it is. Here's his dream come true. Thomas Massie, who never votes with Republicans, who always votes against President Trump, who in a razor-thin minority is the number one vote that Democrats can count on. Thomas Massie voted more with Democrats than he voted with Republicans this cycle. He's up in a primary in the next week. It'll be really nice to see him lose. I want to see him lose. But Thomas Massie, by every definition, is functionally a Democrat. So you should either switch party or lose, but now he's losing.
And listen, man, you go back to like 6-8 months ago when I started talking about this. Massie had a lot of support even in my chat. A lot. I don't see as much support for Massie now. I don't see as much.
Very big way online because my entire feed is this story and this GIF Thomas Massie disappearing into the bushes. Why? Because Thomas Massie was having an affair with a woman named Cynthia West. He was abusive with her. She was scared of him, and Massie tried to bribe her with campaign funds to be quiet. I have her sworn video testimony. Massie must withdraw from the race. Oh, no.
Well, I mean, believe all victims. That's what Massie wanted us to believe with the Epstein Me Too 2.0. Believe all victims. Victims should be heard, listened to. They should have their opportunity for their voices to be heard throughout the world. Believe all victims. Believe all women.
So here is a video that is gone thermonuclear online and allegations against Thomas Massie that Thomas Massie was using campaign funds to pay off girlfriends that went bad. It gets darker than that. This is a crazy story. Here we go. Apparently, Thomas Massie was smart enough to not use campaign funds for his proposed hush money payment. Good for you, Thomas Massie. Here he is talking about not using campaign expenses for his slush fund. Oh boy, why is this photo going viral? This kind of sums up the allegations. I'll play you the video in just one moment. Thomas Massie.
Dude, Massie's clearly just a piece of shit, man. Like, he just clearly is a piece of shit. Like, he's been so pretentious this whole time. The way that he responds to Trump, the way he talks about him, he's an arrogant douchebag.
Posting photos on his Tinder. My beloved wife was my everything. She passed away an hour ago.
Is this for real? Like, who the fuck would do this? There's no way. Is this a meme? There's no way this is real. Please tell me this is
not using campaign expenses for his slush fund. Oh boy, why is this photo going viral? This kind of sums up the allegations. I'll play you the video in just one moment. Thomas Massie posting photos on his Tinder. My beloved wife was my everything.
This is a phenomenal meme, bro.
She passed away an hour ago. Life is short. Liberty is shorter. She'd want me to be happy, probably. Now I'm single and constitutionally ready to mingle. Christian, conservative, off the grid, romantic. I love America. My cattle, raw milk. A woman respects the Fourth Amendment. Swipe right if you're emotionally available for the funeral. Why people are making this joke is that it's very dark, but the timeline doesn't match.
Look at the background. She was my everything. Just died an hour ago. Oh man, that's great.
Up, and I would never make a joke about somebody's dead wife. This is not the channel for that. I would do my best to like keep above board here, but
Benny, you just showed a fucking memeing on the whole thing, brother. Love you, Benny, but come on.
This is what Thomas Massie did. Literally right after his wife passed away from what I believe is cancer, some horrible disease, and we never wish ill on anyone. It's horrible, and we shouldn't laugh at it. But Thomas Massie married very quickly afterwards, and then started apparently seeing someone right after, like literally right after his wife died. Thomas Massie's allegations are serious. The accuser has the receipts. There are messages, calls, trips, NDAs, promising $60,000 for silence. He allegedly got her a job in D.C., working for another member of Congress. She claims that he wanted her to engage in behavior that she wasn't comfortable with and became emotionally abusive when she refused.
So we did kind of react to this interview clip of her. And Danky, maybe if you want to put this into this video right here. But long story short is that things are not looking good for him. Now, that doesn't mean that he's completely out or anything like that. But the latest numbers are looking a lot worse for him than I anticipated. We'll see what ultimately happens, but things are looking not great for Thomas Massie. And I'll simply just say, you get what you deserve. Over on Polymarket, says Thomas Massie's re-election odds are tanking amid hush money allegations from an ex-girlfriend. He's now projected to be unseated. You get what you deserve. Okay. So you're endorsing a never Trumper, Jeremy. I'm endorsing the guy that Trump endorsed, retard. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, you guys are so fucking gay. Like, so you're endorsing a never Trumper. You guys are like Massie supporters are literally the gayest people on the planet. Like, they are pathetic. You sit when you pee. It's absolutely pathetic. Like, good Lord. We love Massie. Well, that's fine. You're gay. Let's see. Shout out to the people for 3 months of gifts. Those gifted memberships, baby. Let's freaking go. I'm not saying that name, but thank you. I appreciate the $1. Heavy D says, Massie be plowing 4s and 5s with cow money. East Coast Toasted Boy says, talking to you, bro. Keeping you humble. I know that. I have to stay humble. I'm retarded. I've got nothing going for me in life if this falls apart. Old Salty Dog says, I watched the first show, CobraCast IRL, with the Jack Murphy shit show and the Beard of Shame. Let's freaking go. Mike says, did you see the dumb take from Jack Posobiec that conservatives will still be gay for Star Wars even after what Mark Hamill posted about Trump? A little bit. I've seen him talking Star Wars, but I don't know exactly what he's been saying. Jack Posobiec has really, really bad pop culture takes for the most part. Really bad. So I don't watch a lot of them. Ministry of Think says, will someone ask MTG if she'd still be going on feminist rants against white Republican men if Trump didn't say Trump didn't say betray America first? Yeah, I mean, Marjorie Trader Brown is another one that's just, it's really easy to see what her motivation was the whole time. So if she wants to cry, if she wants to whine, feel free to do that. But nobody's going to take her seriously. Nobody. I love how her whole idea is, we're fighting for this. We have to save America. So she quits. Woman logic right there. Absolute woman logic. She never stops whining. This is true. She never stops whining. It's like a constant thing. It's unbelievable. Okay, next up. So yeah, here's another one right here. So numbers are not looking great for him. Multiple polls out. This might be the same one, maybe, but I'm seeing multiple. You got the poly market odds now are not looking great for him. So let me see. Ministry of Wrong Think. Western education, all of your historical figures were racist assholes, Western media, and they were all black. True Mr. Gentleman says, look up the short Ryan Davis, Women Don't Know Peace, under a minute long, but it's truthful and absolutely hilarious. You'd love it personally. Noted. And Beardo Logic, yeah, we'll see. But anyway, that's going to be the end right there, ladies and gentlemen. I probably will go live again tonight because we don't have a gaming stream. So no gaming stream tonight because we got people traveling and just too much to pull everything together. Heavy D says MTG is the Miss Man from Scary Movie. But I will do another stream later tonight and we'll catch up on all the other news and maybe we'll have some more information for Trump and China and all of that. So it'll be later though. It might be by 10 or 11 tonight Eastern. It probably will be very late. But either way, I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support as always. You guys have a good evening, and I'll see you later tonight for round 2. Bye, everyone.